Friendship is something a lot of people hold dear to their hearts. The people you surround yourself with often says a lot about you. So it's important you pick your friends wisely in this life. One thing about friendships is they don't last forever. This leads us to our story today on how two rappers who basically grew up together and were long-time friends turned into enemies. Today we discuss the story of Cts Luh Wick and EscoJamm. The two rappers born and raised on the south side of St. Louis, Missouri are well known in their area as well as all across the world. Both rappers going viral on the Tommy G interviews and both being viral artists, bringing in millions of views on their platforms. These two and their whole clique were a powerhouse of talent and stardom. So how did it go wrong? But before we get into the issue, we got to give you a little bit of the backstory and how they got to the stardom they are today. As we always say, these two are deserving of their own story, so we won't get in too deep on certain things and we'll save some of that for later. But we'll let you know the basics. Now, as we said, Esco and Wick are from the south side of STL. For those who are familiar with the south side, it's a completely different vibe from the north, but it's still dangerous on either side. South is usually where the diversity lies. You don't see too many hood white boys on the north, not to say they're not there, but the south side is where a lot of the foreigners and the diverse groups for people stay. So the outsiders, they can help you understand how someone like Cts Luh Wick can still run the streets with respect. Now the two didn't grow up together their whole life. Luckily to associates of each other, the two met on good terms. Both cool before Lincoln had their own identities. CTS being one of them, and Artillery Crew being the other. Them combining became one of the most popular groups in STL, especially when they started to rap. Now before Esco started rapping, he was mainly in the streets. He didn't even consider rap an option until a close friend of his gave him the motivation while he was locked down.
Then my partner, he was like, he wasn't rapping, but like he just used to write little songs and shit. I used to think that shit was hard when we was locked up in juvenile and shit. Rap that shit to me through the vent. I used to try to buy shit for the little snacks and shit, the little snacks you get in juvenile. I used to try to buy shit. Goddamn, he went like, nah, write your own shit type shit. Then, goddamn, I ended up doing that shit for the first time and shit. That shit was hard. Goddamn, finally put that shit on beat, put that shit on track, did something with it.
Now once Esco and Wick started to rap, along with the other members, some who are already rapping, they quickly took over as one of the most popular groups in the city, consisting of Wick, Esco, Rev Houdini, CFST4, Give Spaz, Wanky G, and more. The whole clique was full of stars, putting up major numbers on their music. Wick and Esco and other crew members were singing hanging pretty much every day. The friendship was growing and their stardom was rising. So much so that Tommy G made his first ever stop to STL to interview Esco, something that his crew member G-Baby has set up for him on his behalf. This interview took the stardom to the next level, with the video going viral all across all platforms. It boosted their songs on YouTube, making them instantly viral as well. At this point, it felt like nothing could stop them. The world was talking and taking notice of what they were. But unfortunately, shortly after the debut of the interview, the celebration got cut short. During that Tommy G interview, a lot of people didn't like it from the city, in the fist of how it resembled the hoods. STL, always being ranked the most dangerous city in America, isn't something a lot of people take pride in the city. When the doc dropped, people said things like y'all turn on yourselves. As the doc filmed the crews in their hoods, talking tough, waving guns and a bunch of other things that can incriminate them, they say like a gun was stolen or something like that. The point of bringing that up is the warnings people gave seemed to have rang true shortly after.
At 10, police pieced together a month-long investigation into more than 50 car break-ins from Amazon warehouse in St. Peters to a hospital for children in Maryland Heights.
3 young suspects are in more trouble than they ever dreamed of. 3 male suspects from St. Charles and St. Louis, ages 18 to 20, now face identical charges. 38 total felony counts, including property damage and gun theft. Their bonds in St. Charles County set at $100,000 each after their arrests in February. Their bonds in St. Louis County now set at $120,000 each.
Multiple members arrested in the crime blast. Some receiving as much as 54 charges. Most of these charges coming for tampering of a motor vehicle. At this bus was an arrest for a car thief ring. Now, we can't say this came because of the Tommy G interview. More than likely it had nothing to do with it, but they didn't stop the answer speculated. This bus led to the arrest of multiple members, CTST4 being the most notable. But it didn't end there, because little did we all know, as we watched Tommy G interview, and as we watched his music, nobody knew but dark secret Cts Luh Wick was dealing with. Cts Luh Wick arrested on first-degree murder charges. Now, for those who know, again, this story was crazy to say the least. To sum it up, Cts Luh Wick was on his motorbike one day when he got into a road rage incident. Apparently, the driver of the car was upset at the way Wick was driving his bike, so much so that he attempted to run Wick off the road, which led to one of the wildest sequences I think I've ever heard. So as the man tried to run him off the road, Wick pulls his gun, fires one shot into the direction of the driver, instantly killing them with a solo shot to the head. You could probably see why he got the man whacked. And that is a John Wick level moment for sure. Panicked in the moment, he fled the scene. Police investigating seemed to not have a lead, at least. That's what Wick thought. Until one random day, police kicked in his door with the warrant for his arrest for first-degree murder. This situation is what led to the turmoil between the crews, but not how you may think. See, before they were arrested, as we were saying, the Tommy G interview took their situation of stardom to different heights. Right when they were about to reap the benefits, everything fell apart. Esco being the main star at the time, it was left up to him to hold the torch for the Quakes. But unfortunately, some didn't feel he was doing enough. Esco was already getting money before the Tommy G interview, but that interview helped him profit even more from his music. Esco would constantly be seen flashing big piles of money daily, seeming to be elevating his lifestyle to taintlessment. This is all while Wick and T4 sat behind bars. As street guys know, one thing people appreciate while being lied down is someone putting money on their books to substance survive and give the assistance they need while they in jail. When it's a person you was running the streets with every day, it's considered obvious for someone to look out, especially when they can. And according to Wick and his girlfriend at the time, they found it real funny how his homie was bucking nuts every day, but couldn't send him money for his books. Esco responded on his story basically saying, not to pocket watch him. Esco leaves him required to take care of anyone, and no one really knows what he has done or didn't do, or what he got to take care of in his own personal life. So we don't really know if that's true or not if he didn't look out, but this obviously created friction between the two. But the world really didn't know it yet. And you gotta remember, Wick was facing a first-degree murder charge. Most of us didn't think he was getting out. There was no chance in most of our heads.
St. Louis rapper known as Cts Luh Wick is found not guilty of murder after a 3-day trial. Jurors declared 19-year-old Michael Henderson not guilty of Joseph Shaw's death. Henderson was accused of shooting into Shaw's car from his bike and then leaving. Henderson says he shot Shaw in self-defense. He says he saw someone in Shaw's car point a gun at him and he thought his life was in danger.
Cts Wick, beef, his first-degree murder charge. The world was shocked, but once the full story was told, it was pretty clear that it was an act of self-defense. As you could imagine, this would only elevate Wick's stardom. A white rapper beats a murder charge.
15 months up in that set, my OG told me don't be stressing. Say, look, bro, you never know, this shit right here might be a blessing. Time I'll pay to stay, I stood up, asked him, who you think you pressing? Ain't think I was coming home, I cracked the grin and left him guessing.
During the entire time Wick being locked up, Esco held the torch strong. He racked up millions of views, continued to go viral, and build his name. Everyone thought, damn, when Wick gets out and they come together, this should go on a historical run. Only for the fans to get the opposite. This is where the story differs a little deeper. So as we said, Wick and Esco come from different crews originally. To piggyback where we left off with the Kharkiv bus, T4, known CTS member, and Stepper D, known artillery member, were both arrested, among other crew members, during that bus. Now, while T4 was locked up, he had the seeing film when it told on him while he was in jail. It turns out, Stepper D was the one accused of giving out the incriminating information during that interrogation. This news spreading amongst the crews, it left a tough decision to make. Wick felt it was easy, as he was already closer to T4, and not condone if Mitchin quickly made the decision to cut Ian off easy. While on the other side, Esco and his crew didn't seem to believe the claims, or maybe they didn't care. Also, I mean, this is a family thing, so maybe it's a family member where you don't really want to cut a family member off, but this led to another issue, which I'm sure was the icing on the cake between the two. With Wick calling out Esco for hanging with a rat, and Esco calling him out for switching up on him after being released from prison, the two former friends were not enemies.
Come on now, little cracker, let's be real, you know I been like that. Niggas catch one beat and all of a sudden this nigga inventing hats. Tryna act like I went frontline on them drills, you know this cap. You can't name one time when Sko was scared and he ain't using strap. Niggas mad about my paper, let's be real and state the fact. Boy, you broke as fuck, ain't got no motion, tell your fans that. Sending random voicemail to a hound, so what's your plan next? Know that we be spanking shit on nights, I ain't just saying that.
Snitching, whether he does or not, is something people die and care over. Once that happened, it became hard for the two to reconcile. With Esco Stanley disses his way,
Scan. Where's one down? Scan. Hold on, stop right here. Scan. Scan. Yeah. Motherfuckers out here playing. Yeah, motherfuckers out here playing. Look, motherfuckers out here playing. Motherfuckers out here, they just posted like they spent through it, gang. They spent through it.
Wick sending his shots.
Yeah. Who was the one that linked y'all with Tommy G for that?
Shit, it was an old homeboy.
Oh, so y'all not, so the people that was in that original, cause it's two different videos.
I ain't gonna fake it. It's some motherfuckers in the original video that still like, you know, like probably like one person for real, just one person, bro. I came here with. He was in the video y'all seen, Winky G.
Yeah.
He probably the only like one of the only motherfuckers in that video I'm still cool with, other than T4.
What
T4
happened?
my right hand man. Free T4, he my right hand man.
How'd you end up beefing with so many of them?
I mean, it ain't really that I'm beefing with them. It's just, you know, shit happens, you know. Motherfuckers just stop fucking with people. And then when you get locked up, you see who real and who ain't and shit like that. Certain shit go on, you know.
What kind of shit? What happened while you were locked up?
I mean, shit. It's a lot of shit that happened, bro. Like, you know, I ain't really trying to get too deep into it about them, cause I ain't trying to really, you know. But shit, it ain't really shit too serious, motherfuckers. It's a lot of shit. Motherfuckers wasn't hitting my books. Motherfuckers was moving wrong.
Word.
I'm hearing they're popping perks and shit. All type of shit that just wouldn't be going on if I was out type shit, you know?
What's wrong with popping perks?
Yeah, y'all inside drugs.
A lot of people doing that.
Nah, bro, like, you gotta be moving right, bro. If you around me, like, we ain't doing that. I circle ain't popping perks and drinking lean and shit. I know every hood motherfucker go to is lean, and we ain't really doing all that. We just smoking weed over here.
What, you feel like it's too dangerous for you to just be getting loaded?
Yeah, for sure. It's too dangerous, and it just ain't nothing I partake in. I don't judge nobody for doing shit. Like, I got homeboys to pop X pills. I ain't got no homeboys to pop no perks, but yeah, I be hearing motherfuckers pop perks be stealing this shit. They be tripping and shit. Like, that's just why
It's that good. You just gotta steal. Yeah, no, that's real.
I heard they be stealing this shit. Like, you can't leave them around. Shit, they steal shit out your house and shit.
I mean, the
Has fans wondering, how did we get here? Winning issues plus internal conflicts equals what we have here. Two former friends going head to head at each other. At this point, nobody is bad, so hopefully there is a light at the end of the tunnel for this form of friendship. But as of now, the Andrews gotta watch two of their favorite stars go at it.